Welcome everybody to Women Wednesday. It's Wednesday. I am your host, Sandra Noemi. We're going to give it a minute or two to really get started. Just want to make sure that we are live on our channels. We are. I am excited that you're tuning in. Hopefully I'm not freezing because it looks a little wonky on my side, but we're just going to go with it. So welcome everybody to Women Wednesday, the first Wednesday of February. I'm excited to be here and to present to you our women feature of the day for today. For those of you that are watching this, if you're watching this from not sure which channel you're going to be watching this through, but United Latinas is an organization that is geared to empower Latinas and create more Latina leaders and have leaders also pay it forward and encourage other women to become leaders within the Latina and Hispanic community. And it's about working together and collaborating and creating the change that we want to see in the world. So today's guest, I'm going to bring her in, is one of our newest members. Her name is Flora Gutierrez, which is one of my favorite last names, by the way. When I was a young girl, Gutierrez was my my play name. When I was little, I love the way it sounds.
Yeah, it's just, you know how we say in Spanish, Gutierrez, with the double R? I got that from my grandfather, that he's originally from Spain. So it's a Spanish last name. So yeah, it's a unique name too.
Yeah, I love it. You don't see too much of it.
Not at all. No, you don't. The same as my first name. It's very, very uncommon.
Yeah. Well, welcome. For those of you that don't know, well, Flora, you tell us your background. You tell us what you do and a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Flora Gutierrez. I am a first-generation Cuban American. My parents came in 1968 from Cuba. They moved to Perth Amboy, New Jersey, where I was born. After that, we moved down to Miami, Florida, or South Florida, like many of us call us. I was born and raised there. I actually went to school there. I graduated from Florida International University in Miami, Florida. And then I was always involved in the healthcare industry. And I decided to move to Cape Coral, Florida, which is on Florida's west coast. So we did that. My ex-husband and I, we had our children here. And I decided after I left the medical field to get into information technology, which I did. And after I did that, I started getting into sales in 2007, and I started branding myself here in Southwest Florida. But the boom came, and we were one of the millions who pretty much lost everything. But we were able to recuperate from that. I have two children, Jessica, who's 12, and Aiden, that's 16. And, then last year, COVID hit us hard, to many of us, including myself. And I worked in Chico's FAS in Estero, Florida. And COVID hit, and then I decided to work for ADT Security in August of 2020. And it's been a great experience. Even though I live here in Cape Coral, I represent the Sarasota region, and I'm really looking forward in representing my Hispanic Latina community.
I love it. What made you get into IT?
You know what? My ex-husband was into information technology. So he was the back end. And I took the risk and just decided to get into information technology and just learned it from the ground up. We ended up building an offsite data storage company back in 2006 when that didn't exist. And they used to call me like the Cuban go-getter. That's my tag name. And they used to also say, oh, that girl that does IT, what's her name? So like that, I started getting that. So that's how I got involved. I was always the face of the company. It used to be called Premier Backup. And I was the face, and my ex-husband was the techie behind everything. So that's how I got involved. You know what? I hit the ground, but it was not easy. And I was able to build a community. And then later on, I ended up building a women's organization over here by myself with 220 women, became part of chambers. And I'm trying to do the same thing with United Latina in this coast, like I've done in the past.
Yeah, that's so exciting. That I'm so looking forward to, like, as we have more conversations and all that good stuff, because there's so many women that are like working in their own silos. They're working in their individually, but when we put our heads together, when we put our hearts together, we really can create some magnificent things. I'm tongue tied today.
Well, now that you say that, my mother has an expression que en la unión está la fuerza. I'm not sure how to translate that,
Yes,
but
the
it
strength
is
is in
very
the
true.
union. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's going to be my mantra. En la unión está la fuerza,
Yeah.
right?
I love it. I love it. And having diversity in even what we do as professions, bringing all of that together that can only flourish. Floras.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they're really excited with having me on board. The person who recruited me to this organization, he is from Ecuador, so he is Hispanic, one of the top managers. And my manager in Sarasota, Adam Davis, I couldn't say anything else. I'm just excited to be a part of ADT Security, which we provide security systems for small businesses and as well as homes. And we're just a globally branded company that's been in existence for 145 years. So for me, it's all about building that relationship first. For me, selling is more building that relationship before throwing a product down their throat. It's making sure that they need it, getting to know more about the other person. And once I see that there's a need for it, then I move forward. That's been always my philosophy, and I've always been very successful. So I'm a part of a couple of networking groups, which I'm starting to get traction. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome. Yeah. So tell us more, like the types of business specifically. Are there a specific niche type business? Is it all
Yes.
mortars?
So for the business, on the business side, we do professional offices, we do retail, we do food and industry, and we have others that we do as well. So we have several niches that we do. We do warehouse, and we've medical, which is, we call it health. We've kind of stayed away. Not we stayed away, but because of our pandemic, we have been able to help the restaurant and the food industry. We're trying to help them now. We've been able to, and as well as the retail. So we do retail as well. So we've been able to help them, but I know that they've been the one that have been hardest hit.
Yeah.
So we deal with we call them several markets, and then we categorize them within that.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit briefly like about the types of security. Is it cameras? Is it indoor? Like what?
Yeah, it's actually all types. So we have outside cameras, indoors cameras. If you want a video recorder, we have that option that comes with your video package. We have a basic alarm system without cameras. We've got everything that has to do more than just cameras. We even do what we call cybersecurity. We feel that cybersecurity is a very important component for any business. There's stats that it's already tough enough to open a business and keep it afloat. The rate is that it takes 2 to 5 years for a business to stay open. If they get attacked and they've got to pay $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 once their email or their data gets breached, that's a big chunk of change, and that business could go out of business. Can pretty much go out of business. So we have a solution for the small business, and it provides everything from protecting your whole network, especially if you deal with email. You do a lot of email marketing, or you do. You collect credit card payments, yep, or anything like that. We do anything that has to do to give you pretty much a secured, secured network, so nobody can hack in and violate your personal information. Because once that's done, it can be a huge cost.
Yeah. So it's funny because like not a lot of organizations really understand the detriment of what even cybersecurity entails. There's hackers working 24 hours nonstop trying to get into systems, and they're little ways to like send you a link via email. You accidentally clicked on that and you open the door. It could be an employee, it could be someone else, anyone within your organization just has to click on that one
Right.
thing and it opens the doorway to a lot of other things.
Yeah, and that's why ADT Security, they've been around for 145 years. That's why they decided to get into this market, because there's a lot of small businesses that can't afford the cost of paying for a high-end security system.
Yeah.
So that's why they decided to get into the cybersecurity end of it.
Yeah.
And that's an area that I'm continuously pushing. And since I come from the information technology field, I understand it. I understand the need for that.
I love cybersecurity. I worked in the field, in the sales portion for about a year and a half, and I worked under selling SIM products, so security event information management, and like tracking how a hacker, the process of how they're working, and then even when you think you have a secure system, how they're constantly still jabbing and try to opening up those things, and you could not know this is going on. Like there are businesses right now that have viruses within them and they don't know because they're so incognito. They're designed so that you don't notice them right away while they're still working.
Yeah, because they get into your hard drive, they get into your malware, and once they get in there, you're pretty much done. And I always tell people, if you get that blue screen, not a good sign.
Yeah. That's scary. So that's great. That's right. So it's a small business. It's small and medium-sized businesses?
Yeah, I deal with anything. We deal with all size businesses for the cybersecurity, but I deal with small businesses, 10,000 square feet or less. And I can pretty much sell anywhere in the United States, even though my territory is here in Sarasota, Florida. So I can even, sell a security or a cybersecurity or anything through ADT, even on where you live.
Yeah.
So
awesome. And you mentioned residential as well, right? Mm-hmm. So is it? It's a standard residential. How does it? And I don't know if it does. Like we have like a smart home, where everything is Siri internet based. And we just put the doorbell with the camera on, so that it pops up. How can ADT like integrate with the system? Because we have been looking at like security and being more secure when we're away.
Well, what we do is we come across many, many homes and many, many businesses that already have an integrated system. So a lot of times we can integrate with that same system, depending. It really depends. There's a lot of, so we've got to evaluate, do an assessment in the home. But there are times, depending on the technology of it, we could integrate with the current system that, for instance, in your home you've got. And one of the great things about ADT Security is that they provide you with a free quote at no cost to you. And they have a huge, huge footprint as far as, they have a huge, they have 9 calling centers, over 200 offices all over the United States. They are always finding ways of helping the customers. Like for me, and for instance, any of my customers, if they have any issues, they can contact me directly. I believe in customer service and customer retention. So that's one of the things, is that we look at the end, each person, like what you do, each person is different, but we do assess the home or the business to make sure. And of course we have presentations that we have in place for that. But I like to connect with the customer, and see where they're at. But before I even do that, I like to build that relationship. I'm not what they call a used car salesperson. I think building that relationship first is extremely important.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Let's talk about relationships real quick and the developing of that, because one of there's so many tactics right now, especially in my LinkedIn. It's like I'm frustrated with like a lot of the messages that are coming that then I'm like, build a relationship with me, engage with me, comment, like send me something that I know that it's not just a sales pitch. And that's the way of the world today. That's how we do business today. It's no longer, either we are looking for that product. We're very aware that there's a solution to a problem that we need solved. But for the most part, it's building relationships and connecting with people like you that really care wholeheartedly about the services that you're bringing into a client's house or business. But another things like Airbnbs, I could see a lot of Airbnbs, you know, they when you're not living in the home or, you know, near the home that you own, it's important to have security systems in place.
Exactly. Yeah, it is. It is. It's, and we have, you know, I create partnerships with, you know, with a lot of people. You know, one of the things that ADT does do is once we sign up a client, they are a customer. I like to call them clients. Other people call them customers. I find client is more chic. So once you sign up a customer or a client, you become a part of the what we call the referral program. And my headpiece fell off. So you become a part of the referral program. How that referral program works is that, let's say, Sandra, you become a customer and you sign up for ADT security. Once that gets installed, you become a part of the referral program. A lot of the bigger companies have that. It's a portal with your username and password. And if you refer a customer and I'm able to get it installed, then you receive $200 directly from ADT. So if you send 4 clients a month, that's $800. So it's a rewards program, an incentive as an appreciation for continuing to be our customer, but at the same time, it's incentive in your pocket, you know, so it's a two-way street, I feel. I've always been huge on referral programs. Ever before I worked for ADT, I feel that if you incentivize and give a referral fee to somebody when they refer you business, they will refer you more business.
Absolutely. Yep. What if somebody has an existing ADT? Like, and they don't have a representative? Maybe it's been some time, or
if they don't, then I've had instances if they don't have an ADT representative and the person knows of somebody, then they can request with their sales manager to be with that, you know, to use that individual. And then it's up to the sales manager to see if it's possible or not. Because then there has to be communication, because we have 200 offices. So it's got to be communication between, if it's in the same office or if it's in a different office, and they've got to communicate. So it's all communication. So before that person decides, I want to work with Flora, well, I've got to see if that has another rep. If they don't, has another rep. So it's a lot of intricates that we've got to do in the back end. And then usually if that happens, if that does happen, then we bring you on board. But we usually make sure that you're not working with an office or with somebody already that you're not aware of.
Sure. I love that. That's so exciting. It's straight to the point. If you guys need an alarm system, if you have a brick and mortar, or if you have a home and you've been considering getting an alarm system, definitely reach out to Flora and at least get her to give you a quote, right? I mean, that's the least that you can do. Just get some numbers in, you know. Securing your home is probably one of the things that make us feel at ease, you know, at many times when we leave. So I know that definitely.
No, we're also the home of the Property Brothers. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the Property Brothers. They're huge with ADT security. And we have now a new jingle, the dream, you know, the song. So we have that as one of our PSAs, you know, you can arm and disarm it from your phone. So it gives you that peace of mind. That's the other thing. So the technology is up there when it comes to ADT security. I guarantee you.
I love it. Awesome. And are your kids now home? Like, are they schooling at home, or did they go back to?
No, I send them back to school on November 2nd because they really needed it. So I send them back there November 2nd. They've actually done better face-to-face than from home. Their grades have improved. So and they've made new friends. And it's different when they do the virtual. It is.
Completely. Yeah. I mean, I think that's another topic that we need to discuss. Like I'm hearing so much trauma with children today, and even mental health, on the fact that they're home and they're just disassociated from friends. They're feeling very down and depressed. And, you know, we want to encourage, you know, the schools to open, but safely, you know, and over here down in South Florida, it's just not there yet. I know we have one of our somebody that we know that's very involved in the school system, just trying to make sure that we at least get the teachers vaccinated and make sure that everything is copacetic kind of thing. And so that's a process in itself. But yeah.
Exciting. I'm just excited to be a part of, you know, United Latinas and being a part of this organization. And I liked it from the first time that I got invited back in November or December. And ever since then, I've liked it. I love empowering women. I love empowering women Latinas. We have a different vibe to bringing to our, it's just we have so much vibe, like in general. I think the Hispanic population, in my opinion, not that I want to, because we have people from all ethnicities, but we are very different and we're very united, I believe.
Yes, yeah, and the strength is in the union,
Yeah, en la unión está la fuerza. Exactly. That's gonna be our mantra from now on. Right?
Yes, I'm writing that down. We're gonna take it from your mom.
Yeah. I've been over to South Florida, so next time I'm over there, we're gonna have to visit.
Yeah, definitely. Flora, thank you so much for joining us for Women Wednesday. We're going to do more. There's just more things that we have coming down the pipeline. For those of you that don't know, we host a 8 a.m. Power Hour every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. Yes, every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. If you'd like to join our Power Hour, shoot me over a text to 954-676-4046. I'll put it in the comments and in the description above so you guys can join and register, as well as all these other events that we have coming. And I'm so excited for Florida to join us and just to put our heads and our hearts together. And all of you, all of our other members and all of you who have been thinking about joining United Latinas, this is a perfect time to join us, to collaborate, to be part of a mission-centered group of women that want to do and talk about issues that really ail the community and how can we progress and move forward and become better and show up at more tables because we have to definitely progress in that way. So
Gracias. Thank you so much. Qué emoción. I'm like super excited. I wasn't expecting it, but thank you for the invite.
Yes, thank you. So how can someone get in touch with you?
Actually, they can get in touch with me through my email, floragutierrez@adt.com. I do have some social media outlets, so they can follow me through my Facebook and and they can actually contact us through our Sarasota page. They can also call me if they like on my personal mobile number, but I can actually send you over the information and they can reach me. But email is best, so I can, relay that to you, and then we can find a way of them connecting.
Yeah. Or put it in the comment section of this post inside our Facebook group. That'd be best.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for Women Wednesday. We will see you next week for Women Wednesday. Hope you guys have a blessed day, a blessed rest of the week. Just many blessings sending out to all of you that are watching this. And that is it. Take care, guys.
All right, bye.